Cruising the Persian Gulf on the Oceania, we stopped in Dubai for 4 days. The hop-on hop-off buses were parked outside the terminal, and we got a 3-day ticket with City Sightseeing. The first bus took us past the Sheikh's yacht and the QE2, now an hotel, to the interchange at the Dubai Mall. Here we changed to the red or historical route. Leaving the mall with our first glimpse of the Burj Khalifa, we passed the frame to our first stop at Al Seef. This reconstructed area celebrates Dubai's beginnings on the creek as a coastal pearl diving base. The buildings are a reproduction of old Dubai with its wind towers and are filled with shops and restaurants. Our ticket included a dhow cruise on the creek. Our dhow was called the Sheikha, which means the wife of the Sheikh. The creek separates the old city of Burj Dubai from the more modern area of Dhow. We headed towards the sea with the old city on the left and Dhow on the right. The creek is crisscrossed by tiny ferries called abras, which carry people between the two sides for next to nothing. Commercial dhows carry goods between Dubai and India. Returning to the bus, the next stop was the Dubai Museum, which is in an old fort. It chronicles Dubai's evolution from a collection of Bedouin settlements around a creek to a modern city full of skyscrapers. Entry was included with our bus ticket. There's a large central courtyard containing many of the exhibits. In one corner are a couple of old houses showing different ways of keeping cool. One is by having open-work walls allowing any breeze to blow through, and the other is a wind tower through which hot air rises, creating its own draft through the building. The Gulf region used to be unstable, so fortified settlements were built on small creeks. This fort was built to defend the landward side of the city. Dubai was once a pearling port, and various boats are displayed. This is an early abra with oars and sails, and this hure was carved from a single tree trunk. The baggara was used for pearling and fishing, and the banouche was a passenger rowing boat. Leaving the fort, we went to look at the cloth souk. The souk is a collection of shops and stalls, with each area tending to sell the same sort of thing. An abra will take you across the creek to the commercial dhow port. These boats, based on an ancient design, carry all kinds of goods to ports all around the Persian Gulf and as far as India. Of course, some items have to be handled more carefully than others. Oops! Just across the street is the spice souk, where you can get all kinds of spices, as well as frankincense, which can be used as an incense, a perfume, or a medicine. In the next street is the gold souk. In the Middle East they prefer much yellower gold than in the West, and Emirati ladies buy as much as they can get their hands on to compete with their neighbours. This is believed to be the world's largest gold ring. How about this for the ultimate iPhone? The old mosque is dwarfed by the modern city. On the second day we returned to the bus interchange and set off on the blue or modern route. We passed ultra-modern skyscrapers, office blocks, the Etihad Museum and mosques, including the famous Fujairah Mosque on our way to the coast. Stopping briefly near the public beach, we then moved on past the Jumeirah Beach Hotel and the Burj Al Arab Hotel, where a room will cost at least £1,500 a night. The bus then came to the interchange at the Mall of the Emirates, one of the biggest shopping malls in Dubai. Here we changed to the yellow or marina route. We saw the marina walk from the bus and continued through the internet and media cities. When we came to Marina Promenade, we decided to get off and take a look. When this new development is finished, it will have 7 kilometres of landscaped public walkways along the edge of the marina and will look like this. Can you spot the window cleaners? They're just there. Rather them than me. The bus drove along the Palm, an artificial island shaped like a palm tree, stopping at the Atlantis Hotel. Also included in our ticket was a boat trip around the Palm. We boarded opposite some rather nice houses and a very poorly disguised mobile phone mast. The cruise lasted about an hour. In the distance we could see the Dubai Wheel, destined to be the largest in the world. The poshest houses seemed to be at the ends of the fronds. It's thought that over 10,000 people live on the Palm. A 3.5-mile monorail connects the mainland with Atlantis the Palm Hotel at the furthest end of the island. After we got back to the dock, we returned to the Oceania. On the third day we went back to the Dubai Mall again, and this time went in. This is one of the largest shopping malls in the world, with 1,060 shops. The shops range from very high-end to small stalls, with everything else in between. It's so big that they have little taxis to carry people around. At one end are the Dubai waterfalls, which drop 4 floors and contain glass figures of divers representing Dubai's pearl diving history. In the centre of the mall is the Aquarium and Underwater Zoo. An entry to this was included in the bus ticket as well. A tunnel leads through the aquarium tank, which is 51 metres long, 20 metres wide and 11 metres deep. It contains 11 million litres of water and over 140 species of aquatic animals. Two stories above is the Underwater Zoo. This houses a large collection of birds and fish. A family of otters played outside their holt. Next door, the Koipu were having lunch. These charming animals were once hunted for their fur. These odd-looking fish are lake sturgeon. Alligator gar are fish, but these are real alligators, and these are real crocs. There's a large collection of frogs. The chameleon waved us goodbye as we went outside to the lake. Here we got a perfect view of the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. The lake's a good spot for people watching. The lake is completely surrounded by the mall, and the £164 million fountain, which plays regularly every evening, has extra performances at 1 and 1:30. On our fourth and last day, we decided to do something completely different and headed out of the city into the desert in a 4x4. Tyre pressures have to be reduced for driving on soft sand. Then we were ready to go. After a while the car stopped to give us a chance to look around, climb the dunes, take photographs, and for our stomachs to settle. Then it was off again. Next stop was at a camel farm, where the camels seemed particularly friendly. They live on a diet of palm fronds, which don't look terribly nutritious, but do seem to take an awful lot of chewing. Off again, we soon came to a desert encampment. Here was an opportunity to try our hand at camel riding, but having done it before, I decided to give it a miss, climb the dunes and film everybody else.
Sorry, camel.
Hold that leg.
Oh, I will. Get up. Get up.
Meanwhile, the cars went off to blow the tyres up again. Everyone then went inside the camp, where there was plenty of seating to rest the camel-numbed bums. People were encouraged to try the hubble bubble pipe.
You're making me like stop it.
Delicious. I gave up a long time ago. Can we start it again?
That's enough.
Perhaps she'd be better off at the dress shop. There was a demonstration of sand painting, and there were souvenirs to buy.
No, it's too fluffy. Okay. The one now must have said. We've done it? We are not doing it.
The blue one.
You could even get a henna tattoo.
Intriguing.
We then went back to the city on the 10-lane highway and returned to the ship for one last night.